A historic moment. January 6, 2026. The Mundo Court just witnessed the rise of a queen. On the evening of January 6th in Auckland, New Zealand, the tennis world bore witness to one of the most stunning victories of the 2026 season. A 20-year-old girl from the Philippines, Alexandra Eala, just did what almost no one dared to imagine. She defeated a Paris Olympic silver medalist right in the opponent's backyard. If you think this was just an ordinary win, you are dead wrong. This was an epic comeback from the brink of despair. After dropping the first set 4-6, Alex Eala completely turned the tide to secure a 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 victory over Donna Vekic, a woman who stood on the podium at the Paris Olympics. Imagine being there. Center Court, Auckland. Thousands of Filipino fans screaming Laban Pilipinas at every point. A 20-year-old facing one of the most seasoned veterans in the world. First set? Lost. Pressure? Colossal. But Alex Eala didn't just survive, she exploded. Before we dive deep into every point and every peak moment of this match, take 2 seconds to subscribe to Pro Tennis 360 right now. If you missed the deep analysis of historic matches like this, you're missing the chance to truly understand elite tennis. Tonight wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a declaration that the younger generation is ready to topple the giants, that the Philippines has found a true superstar, that Alexandra Eala is no longer just a prospect. She is a legitimate threat to anyone on the tour. The question remains, is this the dawn of a new era or just a lucky night? Let's dive into every minute of this match to find the answer. The background, a clash of tears. Who is Alexandra Eala? And why does this victory matter so much? Before discussing the match, we must understand the gap between these two players. On paper, this was not a fair fight. In one corner, you have Donna Vekic, 27 years old, Croatian, ranked 18th in the world, fresh off a silver medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. A player who has battled the biggest names in tennis for over a decade. She has seen it all: Grand Slam finals, Olympic medals, victories over top 5 opponents. Experience? Boundless. Power? Terrifying. Mental game? Forged through hundreds of high-pressure battles. In the other corner, Alexandra Eala, 20 years old, Philippines, a significantly lower ranking, just entering the full professional tour. A junior Grand Slam champion, yes, but this is the big leagues. This is where young geniuses usually come to be crushed by veteran warriors. The stats said Vekic would dominate. Bookmakers gave Alex very low odds. Experts predicted an easy win for the Olympic medalist. Even Filipino fans were worried. Would Alex be overwhelmed? Would the pressure of facing such a big name make her shrink? But here's what statistics can't tell you. Alexandra Eala is not ordinary. She was forged at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, a place where they don't just teach you how to hit a ball, they teach you how to fight. She won the US Open and French Open girls titles. She knows what it feels like to win under crushing pressure. And more importantly, she has something not every 20-year-old possesses: hunger. The desperate need to prove herself. The feeling that she isn't just representing herself. She is carrying an entire nation on her shoulders. Experience versus youth. Losing the first set 4-6. The moment fans thought, oh no, not again. The first set started like a dream. Alex Eala was aggressive from the jump, swinging her racket as if she were playing a practice partner, not an Olympic silver medalist. Strong serves. Piercing forehands. She broke Vekic's very first service game to lead 2-0. Auckland's center court erupted. The Philippine flag waved high. Cries of Laban. Laban echoed throughout the stadium. You could feel the energy. The Filipinos had arrived in Auckland in full force, and they were not staying quiet. But this is where Vekic's experience took over. She didn't panic. She has been in this situation 100 times. A young player exploding early? Seen it. A crowd 100% behind the opponent? Used to it. Vekic began to play the veteran's template. Deeper. Safer. Forcing Alex to hit more balls. Slowly, game by game, she reclaimed the momentum. 2-2, then 3-2 for Vekic, then 4-2. You could see the shift in Alex's body language. Previously confident shots became hesitant. Unforced errors began to bleed into her game. That is the scariest part of facing a veteran pro. They don't need to hit winners constantly. They just wait for you to destroy yourself. 4-6, first set to Vekic. Filipino fans feared the worst. We've seen this script before. The promising youngster starts strong, gets mentally crushed by the veteran, and loses 2-0 quickly. Would history repeat itself? Vekic didn't realize that the 2026 version of Alexandra Eala is different. She has learned how to recover. She has learned that losing a set doesn't mean losing the match. The moment the world realized this girl is different. Between sets, there is a 90-second break. 90 seconds for Alex Eala to sit, wipe her sweat, and make the most important decision of her career. Do I play it safe and hope for luck? Or do I fight? The way Alex stepped onto the court for the second set said it all. Shoulders squared, feet firm, eyes sharp, no more doubt, only pure resolve. First game of set 2, Alex breaks Vekic immediately. And it wasn't a lucky break. It was a series of winners that left the Croatian veteran shaking her head in disbelief. Forehand down the line, winner. Backhand cross-court, winner. Serve plus forehand combination, winner. This wasn't a scared 20-year-old anymore. This was a fighter declaring war. But Vekic didn't fold. She fought back, breaking right back for 2-2. They held serves to 3-3, then 4-4. This was tennis at the highest level. Two athletes pushing each other to the absolute limit. The stats don't lie. In set 2, Alex hit a 67% first serve win percentage compared to Vekic's 60%. At this level, that 7% is massive. It's the difference between controlling points and defending them. Alex's tactics began to shine. She learned from set 1, you cannot outpower Vekic. This woman has traded blows with Serena Williams and Simona Halep. Pure power isn't enough. Instead, Alex used placement, angles, variation, drop shots to pull Vekic off the baseline, deep shots to pin her in the corner. And when the opportunity arose, aggressive, put away. 5-4 for Alex, serving for the set. The pressure was massive, but she didn't just hold. She dominated. A love game. 4 straight points. 6-4, one set all. The match started over, but the momentum had clearly shifted. Dominance and the final statement. 6-4 in set 3, from prospect to giant slayer. If set 2 was about proving she belonged, set 3 was about claiming complete ownership. Vekic started to get tight. Her shoulders were tense. Her footwork lost its fluidity. This is what happens when you are the favorite and suddenly realize the person across the net isn't afraid of you. Alex, meanwhile, was playing liberated. Nothing left to lose. She broke Vekic in the third game, and the way she did it spoke volumes. It wasn't a Vekic collapse. It was Alex forcing errors with aggressive returns and angles Vekic simply couldn't cover. 3-1 for Alex. The belief from the crowd poured into the court. Every point Alex won, the stadium shook. Alex, Alex, Alex. The sound of thousands of Filipinos chanting in unison created a wall of sound that felt like a physical force. Vekic tried to fight back, holding for 1-3 and eventually breaking back for 3-3. But every time Vekic tried to grab the momentum, Alex answered immediately. Break back. 4-3. The stats tell the full story. Alex converted 6 out of 12 breakpoint opportunities. A 50% conversion rate is incredibly solid at this level, especially against Vekic. Most importantly, in set 3, Alex kept unforced errors to a minimum while Vekic began to leak errors under pressure. 5-4, Alex serving for the match. The final test. Does a 20-year-old have the mental strength to close out an Olympic silver medalist? Psychological analysis. Why did Alex win? It's not just talent. This was tactical and psychological warfare. Before the match point, let's pause. To understand why Alex won, you must understand that tennis at this level isn't just about who hits harder. It's about who reads the game better. Overall points won? 103 for Alex, 96 for Vekic. Only a 7-point difference over a 2.5-hour match. Those 7 points were the critical moments. At 30-30 in key games, Alex served better. At deuce, she was more aggressive. At break points, she was bolder. Now, the mental game. Donna Vekic had 9 double faults. For a player of her caliber, that is abnormal. Why? Because when you are supposed to win and you are struggling, pressure accumulates. She was playing against expectations and rankings, not just Alex. Alex had the luxury of being the underdog. Every point won was a bonus. She had the freedom of having nothing to lose. But this wasn't just luck. It was the result of training. The Nadal Academy teaches mental resilience. They teach you that a set loss is not a match loss. That belief beats talent in the biggest moments. The power of the crowd. Home is a people. Filipino pride. When a nation claimed Auckland as their own. To fully understand the magnitude of this victory, you have to understand what happened off the court. Because on the night of January 6th, 2026, in Auckland, something magical occurred. A stadium in New Zealand transformed into Manila. And that is not a metaphor. Thousands of Filipinos flew into Auckland. Some from the Philippines itself, others from Australia, the US, and all over the world. They bought tickets. They booked hotels. They brought flags, banners, and an overwhelming energy. When Alex stepped onto the court, she wasn't just representing herself. She was representing every single one of them. Laban Pilipinas rang out after every point. Cheers erupted after every winner. A collective sigh followed every error. This was no longer just a tennis match. It was a national celebration happening in real time. After the match, when a reporter asked Alex, "How special is a night like this?" she gave a quote that will be remembered forever. "It's so special." And if there's one thing I've learned in 2025, it's that home is a people and not a place. Home is a people and not a place. Let that sink in. Because it's not just a beautiful sentiment. It is a profound truth about sports, identity, and belonging. Alex may have been playing in New Zealand, but with those thousands of Filipinos there, she was home. And they gave her an energy that no training camp could ever replicate. You could see it in her body language. Every time the crowd roared, her shoulders straightened a little more. Her footwork got a bit faster. Her serves grew a bit stronger. That is the tangible, physical impact of support. This is something that Vekic, an incredibly skilled and veteran player, simply couldn't match. She had the skills. She had the experience. But she didn't have an army of supporters turning every point into a national event. That is home court advantage in its purest form. Not because the court belongs to you, but because the people belong to you. On a tennis court, when the margins between winning and losing are just a few points, having thousands of people believe in you, that is a game changer. That night, Alex didn't just win for herself. She won for every Filipino kid in Manila dreaming of tennis. For every parent who sacrificed so their child could pursue sports. For an entire nation that had been waiting for a hero. And she delivered. The backhand down the line, a career-defining shot. Match point, 40-30, Alex serving. The stadium is deathly silent before the serve, then explodes after every exchange. This is the moment where careers are defined. Win, and you are a giant slayer. Lose, and you are the one who choked. Alex tosses the ball. First serve. Wide. An ace attempt? No. But it was enough to pull Vekic out of center court. Vekic returns deep. The rally begins. This is where you see Alex's tactical genius. She had studied Vekic for 2.5 hours. She knew the patterns. She knew the tendencies. And she knew that in high-pressure moments, Vekic tends to go cross-court with serve returns to play it safe. Alex positioned herself precisely for that. Waiting. Watching. And when Vekic's shot came, a wide attempt to pull Alex off the court, Alex read it. A quick step to the left. Plant. Pivot. And a backhand down the line return that shattered everything. Fast. Flat. Precise. Vekic didn't even have time to move. The ball landed in, painted the line. and bounced into the crowd. Match point. Tournament. Alexandra Eala defeats the Olympic silver medalist. She dropped her racket. 2 hands in the air. A scream of pure joy. Then she collapsed into a crouch, hands covering her face, overwhelmed by emotion. In that moment, she wasn't a professional athlete trying to maintain composure. She was just a 20-year-old girl who had achieved the dream she had held her entire life. The crowd? Absolute pandemonium. Flags waving, people jumping, strangers hugging, tears everywhere. Because this wasn't just Alex's moment, it was their moment. But look back at that shot for a second. A backhand down the line on match point. That is a high-risk shot. 1 inch wide, and it's a deuce. 1 inch short, and Vekic has the angle to pass. But Alex did not hedge. She didn't play it safe. In the most critical moment, she went for it. And that is the sign of a champion. It's not about when things are going smoothly. Anyone can win when they are playing well. Champions are defined by how they perform when everything is on the line. Alex Eala just passed that test with a 10 out of 10. The significance. The start of a giant slayer? From prospect to threat. This victory changes everything. So, what does this win mean? Not just for Alex, but for Philippine tennis, the WTA Tour, and the future of women's tennis? First off, let's be clear, this was not a fluke. A lucky win can happen. But you don't luck your way through 6 breakpoint conversions. You don't accidentally maintain a 67% first serve win percentage against an Olympic medalist. You don't randomly produce a tactical genius backhand on match point. This is the result of years of preparation. The Rafa Nadal Academy. Junior Grand Slam titles. Matches against top players. Everything led to this moment. But what makes it even more significant? This is Alex's statement match. She just served notice to the entire WTA Tour that she is no longer just a talented junior. She is a legitimate threat to anyone in the draw. Her ranking will improve drastically. Her seedings will be better. Opportunities will come. But more importantly, belief. Now, when Alex walks into a stadium facing a top 20 player, she knows she can win. She has done it. That mental barrier, the gap between I hope I can compete and I know I can win, is everything. For Philippine tennis, this is validation. Year after year, they have produced talented players. But a breakthrough at this level? It's been rare. Alex is changing that. She is showing Filipino kids that you can make it on the world stage. You can beat the biggest names. You can represent your country with pride and achieve greatness. And for the WTA Tour, the new generation is announcing themselves. Sabalenka, Swiatek, Rybakina, they are established. But players like Alex, hungry, talented, fearless 20-somethings, they are coming. And they aren't coming to participate. They are coming to win. But this is also a critical moment for Alex. Because the hardest thing in tennis isn't winning a big match. It's backing it up. It's handling expectations. It's proving that it wasn't a one-hit wonder. Can Alex do that? Can she turn this breakthrough into consistent results? Time will tell. But if tonight is any indication, the future is extremely bright. Conclusion and looking to the future. January 6th, 2026. The day a queen was born. So that's it. January 6th, 2026. Auckland, New Zealand. Alexandra Eala, 20 years old, from the Philippines, just did what very few thought she could. Defeated an Olympic silver medalist in an epic 3-set battle. 4-6, 6-4, 6-4. 3 sets. Nearly 2.5 hours of pure drama, skill, determination, and heart. When all was said and done, the tennis world had a new name to watch, Alexandra Eala. But here is what you need to understand. This is not the ending. This is the beginning. The beginning of a career that could redefine Philippine tennis. The beginning of a journey that could lead to Grand Slam titles, top 10 rankings, and Olympic medals. She has the tools, a powerful serve, aggressive ground strokes, tactical intelligence, and mental toughness. She has the support, an entire nation behind her. She has the belief, proven before the entire world. Now, it's about consistency. about backing up this victory with more wins, about proving that she belongs at the top level. And based on what we saw tonight, there is every reason to believe she will. If you want to follow this journey, if you want deep analysis of every match, tournament, and breakthrough moment, subscribe to Pro Tennis 360 right now. We will be with you through every moment of tennis drama, tactical brilliance, and stories like Alex Eala's, stories of underdogs becoming champions. Because this is the beauty of tennis. You don't have to be the favorite. You just have to believe. And when you believe, when you prepare, and when you have an entire nation cheering for you, magic can happen. Tonight, magic happened. Alexandra Eala proved that rankings are just numbers. That experience can be overcome by hunger. That a 20-year-old girl from the Philippines can stand toe-to-toe with Olympic medalists and win. The question now isn't whether she can compete at the top level. The question is, how far will she go? How many tournaments will she win? How many giants will she slay? Only time will tell. But one thing is for certain. The tennis world just witnessed the birth of something special. And we cannot wait to see how the next chapter unfolds. Laban, Alexandra Eala. Laban, Philippines. The journey has just begun. Philippines tennis.